Hi, I'm Jason Baird. I'm the lead developer for an app I'm calling SiteLog, developed for Fish and Wildlife Service. SiteLog is an iPhone app you can use to record the management actions you've taken on a given site in the field. When you first launch SiteLog, you'll see this pop up. You should click Allow. It'll let the app automatically detect which site you're closest to. The first screen you see when you launch the app is this site selection screen. And the first thing you want to do is pick which refuge you're at by spinning this left wheel. Next, if you know the site you're going towards, you can spin the right wheel to find the specific site. Alternatively, you can use this bar at the bottom to search for a specific site. Tap it. I'm going to search for 03/N. And I only need to type 03/ to limit it to only 2 possible values. The other functionality to be aware of on this screen is the Lock Refuge switch in the top left corner. If I'm only working in one refuge, I can flick that, and now I'll never be able to accidentally switch over to a different refuge. Once I've picked the correct refuge, I can spin the right wheel to select the specific site. Once the wheel lands on a site, it'll automatically take me to the next screen, or I can hit Select Site in the top right corner. The second screen you're working with is called Condition. It represents the current status of the site. First thing you want to do is select what date you're recording the status on. It defaults to today, but I'm going to switch it to yesterday. Then you select the category of the site you're working on. I'm working with a permanent pond, so I'm going to switch up to that. In the bottom left corner, you get to enter more detailed information about the site. First off, plant coverage. My site has sedges. Notice that as I type, it automatically fills in various wetland vegetation types. I recommend you use the autofill when possible, but you're free to type anything you want. Hit return to close the keyboard. Then you note how much of the ground is covered by that plant. In this case, 20%. I'm going to continue by entering the second vegetation type, red stem, which covers 25%. Note that for percent coverage and certain other number-based fields, you cannot enter text, only numbers, periods, and slashes. You can record up to 5 flora types, or you can move further down and input data about crop production, invertebrate production, or seed production. Finally, you can enter a comment. I'm going to note that it was flooded when I wrote this report. The last thing you can do in the Condition tab is take a photo of your site. You do this by tapping on the black outlined box in the top left corner. I'm not going to demo this because my simulator isn't capable of taking photos, but I guarantee your iPhone will. As your management actions start to take effect, feel free to change the current condition and hit save as often as you like. We save every change you make, so no worries about losing data. Next, we'll move on to the Objective tab. It works almost exactly the same as the Condition tab. It's just lacking a photo. First, I'm going to pick when I want this objective to be completed. In this case, say October 10th. Then I pick the habitat I want to end up with. In this case, seasonally flooded marsh. My goal for this habitat is to reduce the total amount of sedges to below 10. So I'm going to enter percent coverage 10 under sedge. Also, I want to completely get rid of the red stem, so I'm going to enter 0 under red stem. I also want to stop the flooding. Use the comment section to enter information that doesn't fit anywhere else, like this. Finally, on to the last section, treatments. On the left, you have a list of each treatment you've performed on the site. On the right, you get to determine what type of treatment. As with Condition and Objective, in the middle there's a date, and in the bottom left corner, you can enter more details. First, we have to create a treatment. I can do that by nudging the left spinner to New Treatment or by selecting a category. Since I'm trying to stop flooding, the first treatment I performed was a drawdown. We're going to enter a little extra data down here. It took 2 days to reach a depth of 5 centimeters. Dates work slightly different for treatments. You have a start date and an end date. And if they're the same, changing the start date will also change the end date. Next, I'm going to add a second treatment. The day before the drawdown, I mowed the site. Notice how it reorders the treatments on the left side of the screen based on start date. I mowed to a cut height of 1.5 centimeters. Dates default to the day you're entering data, and if you change the start date, the end date will alter itself to match. If you screw up and want to delete a treatment, all you have to do is select it in the left side and move the right spinner all the way down to Delete Treatment. This will leave all the other treatments untouched, exactly the same way they were. You can also enter a separate comment for each treatment. Once you've entered a condition, objective, and treatments for a given site, check your data one more time, make sure everything's in the right place, and then hit the Save button in the top right corner. This will save the data to your iPhone, and if you have internet connection, it will also upload it to the internet. Every time anyone else launches the app with connection to the server, they will automatically have access to any data you've entered within a few seconds. One final note, any sites that you've entered or downloaded data for will be bolded in the Select Site screen. Thanks for listening. This is Jason Baird. I hope this tutorial has been useful.